Good morning, children. Welcome to the St. Joseph's English Medium School, Vijayapur. And welcome back to the 4th Standard English Digital Learning classes. In previous class, we have completed lesson number 3, Cooking the Khichdi. Today in this video, we are going to learn poem number 4, that is the water cycle. Listen here, children. The water cycle poem was written by Helen H. Moore. The water cycle poem was written by Helen H. Moore. Listen, children. Water means you all know. Yes or no? And cycle means rotation of events. Cycle means rotation of events. In Kannada, we say Kalachakra. Water means Neeru. Okay. Yes. The name of the poem itself tells us it is a science subject topic. The process of water cycle you have learnt in your 3rd standard. The water cycle you all have learnt it in your 3rd standard, no children? Yes or no? Yes. Then just to recapitulate the earlier things, first let us come to know what is water cycle. First let us come to know what is water cycle. I hope you all know what is water cycle. Okay. Now let me tell what is water cycle. The continuous process of evaporation, condensation and rainfall is called water cycle. Once again, let me repeat it. The continuous process of evaporation, condensation and rainfall is called water cycle. Then children, do you know what are the uses of water? Listen here. Water is used in homes. For what purpose we are using water in homes? Yes, for drinking we use water. Yes or no? And we use water for cooking the food also. And we use water for washing utensils also. And we use water for cleaning the floor also. And as well as we use water for brushing also. And we use water in industries also. Yes or no? And as well as we use water in agriculture. For agriculture purpose also we use water. These are the uses of water. Then who needs water and why? All living things need water to survive. All living things needs water to survive. Yes or no? Animals need water. Yes or no? And even we human beings needs water. And as well as birds also needs water. And plants also need water. Yes or no, children? Water is very important. Then where we get water from? There are many sources from where we get water. The fresh water can be obtained from the surface of ground. Some sources are river, lake, ponds and oceans. These are the sources of water. Now let me tell you about the sources of water. There are two types in sources of water. First one is surface water and second one is groundwater. Let me tell you about the surface water. Surface water can include any above ground collections of water. Okay, such as lakes, ponds, streams, rivers. These are the surface water. And now let me tell you about the groundwater. Water that occurs below the surface of earth. Groundwater means that occurs below the surface of earth. For example, open wells, tube wells, artesian wells, springs, infiltration. These all are the sources of water. Then children, do you know what would happen if there is no water? Listen here. If there is no water, all the vegetation would soon die out. Yes or no, children? If there is no water, all the vegetation would soon die. Yes or no, children? And as well as the world would resemble in a brownish dot. And if there is no water, there will be no life. The world will become warmer. So that's why water is very important. Without water, nobody cannot live on earth. Yes or no, children? Yes. Now let me give you a small introduction about the poet. Already I told you the water cycle poem was written by Helen H. Moore. Okay, she was born on 18th March in 1953. She was born in Glasgow, the United Kingdom. Listen here, children. Helen H. Moore is the pen name of Helen O. Riley. Under this pen name, she has published memoirs, children novels, and poetry. Under her real last name, O'Reilly, she writes adult novels. Besides being an author, she was also a teacher, a journalist, a cartoonist, a speaker, and a book editor in Las Vegas. Understood, children? Yes. Now let us read the poem. When I was young, I used to think that water came from the kitchen sink. Once again, I'll repeat these lines. When I was young, I used to think that water came from the kitchen sink. But now I am older and I know that water comes from rain and snow. It stays there waiting in the sky, in clouds above our world so high. And when it falls, it flows along and splashes out a watery song. As each raindrop is joined by more and rushes to the ocean shore, or to a lake, a brook, a stream, from which it rises just like steam. But while it's down here, what do you think? Some does go to the kitchen sink. Yes. Now let me explain this poem. When the poetess was young, she thought the water came from the kitchen sink. Understood? Listen here, children. When the poetess was young, she thought the water came from the kitchen sink. But now she is older. Now the poetess grown up. She is older and she know the water comes from rain and snow, and as well as she knows that that water stays there waiting in the sky. The water stays. The water is waiting in the sky and it is waiting like clouds. Okay, and when it falls, it flows along. When the raindrops fall down, when the raindrops falls, it will move, it will run along, and it will make a watery song. And splashes out means splashes means sound of something falling into the water. And look at here children, and it will make a watery song. And as each raindrop is joining by more, when the raindrop is joining by more, it will not stay in one place. Yes or no children? It will run to the ocean shore. It will move to the ocean shore. Shore means land bordering of the sea. In Kannada we says that dada ಅಥವಾ ಸಮುದ್ರದ ದಂಡೆ. ಇದು ನೀರೇನಂತಾರಿಲ್ಲೇ ಸಮುದ್ರದ ದಂಡೆಯನ್ನು ಸೇರ್ತದ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಟು ಎ ಲೇಕ್, a brook, a stream. Understood? As each raindrop is joining by more, it will not stay in one place. It will move to the ocean, it will go to a lake, and it will run to a brook, and as well as it will run to a stream also. Okay, after joining all these, that water is going to stay in one place? No. Again that water goes up to the sky. Again that water go up to origin place. When it will go? When due to the heat of the sun, again it will go up to the sky. Okay, it will vapor or it will go up to the sky. Again it will stay in the sky and it is waiting there in the sky like a clouds. But while it's down here, what do you think? While the water is down here, what we think? Some does go to the kitchen sink, but the water is not going to the kitchen sink. Okay, the water is again going up to the sky and it is waiting in the sky like a clouds. Yes or no children? Yes. Okay, listen here children, what we have learnt in this poem. Now let me explain in Kannada also. Okay, listen here. ಯಾವಾಗ ಕವಿಯಿತ್ರಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕವಳಾಗಿರ್ತಾಳ ಆವಾಗ ಕವಿಯಿತ್ರಿ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾಳ? ನೀರು ಕಿಚನ್ ಸಿಂಕಿಂದ ಬರ್ತದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಕವಿಯಿತ್ರಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕವಳಾಗಿರ್ತಾಳೋ ಆವಾಗ ಅವಳು ಏನಂತ ತಿಳಿದಿರ್ತಾಳ? ನೀರು ಕಿಚನ್ ಸಿಂಕಿಂದ ಬರ್ತದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಕವಿಯಿತ್ರಿ ಈಗ ದೊಡ್ಡವಳಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆದಿದ್ದಾಳ. ಆ ಕವಿಯಿತ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಯದ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ? ವಾಟರ್ ನೀರು ಕಿಚನ್ ಸಿಂಕಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮಳೆ ಮತ್ತು ಹಿಮದಿಂದ ಬರ್ತದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಕವಿಯಿತ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಯದಿಲ್ಲೇ? ಆ ನೀರು ಆಕಾಶದೊಳಗೆ ನಿಲ್ತದ. ಆ ನೀರು ಆಕಾಶದೊಳಗೆ ಮೋಡಗಳ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್ತದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿನೂ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾಳ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಆ ನೀರು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬೀಳ್ತದನೋ, ಮಳೆಯ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ನೀರು ಯಾವಾಗ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬೀಳ್ತದನೋ ಅದು ಏನಾಗ್ತದ? ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳಿಗೆ ಹರಿತದ. ಆ ಮೇಲಿನಿಂದ ಬೀಳ್ತಿದ್ದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಹನಿಯನ್ನು, ಆ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಮಳೆಯ ಹನಿಗಳು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿದ್ದ ನಂತರ ಕೇಳುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸೌಂಡನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಳ್ರಿ ಕವಿಯಿತ್ರಿ? ವಾಟರಿ ಸಾಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಳ. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಬಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮಳೆಯ ನೀರಿನ ಹನಿಗಳು ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಕೂಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾವೋ, ಆ ನೀರು ಒಂದೇ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್ಲೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದೇನಿಲ್ಲೋ? ಆ ನೀರು ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತದ, ಹರಿತಿರ್ತದ. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತದ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸಮುದ್ರದ ದಂಡೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತದ, ಮತ್ತು ನದಿಗಳು, ಹಳ್ಳ ಕೊಳ್ಳ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳಿಗೆ ಆ ನೀರು ಹರಿದು ಹೋಗ್ತದ. ಆ ಹರಿದು ಹೋದಂಥ ನೀರು ಒಂದೇ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ನಿಲ್ತದನಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಕಿರಣಗಳು ಆ ನೀರಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳ್ತದನೋ, ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವಾಗ ಆ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಉದಯ ಆಗ್ತಾನೋ, ಆ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಶಾಖ ಆ ನೀರಿಗೆ ತಗಲ್ತದನೋ, ಆವಾಗ ಆ ನೀರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದ? ಆವಿಯಾಗಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಆಕಾಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದ. ಆಕಾಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಂತಹ ನೀರು ಮೋಡಗಳ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕಾಶದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್ತದ. ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ಇಲ್ಲೇ ವಾಟರ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನೀರು ಯಾವಾಗ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತದನೋ ಆವಾಗ ಕವಿಯಿತ್ರಿ ಏನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾಳ್ರಿ? ಕಿಚನ್ ಸಿಂಕಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತಿಳಿದಿರ್ತಾಳೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ನೀರು ಕಿಚನ್ ಸಿಂಕಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ನಿಂತಹ ನೀರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದ? ಯಾವಾಗ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಕಿರಣಗಳು ಆ ನೀರಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಾವೋ ಆವಾಗ ಆ ನೀರು ಆವಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಕಾಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದ. ಆಕಾಶದೊಳಗೆ ಮೋಡಗಳ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್ತದ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಳೆ ಬರ್ತದ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ನೀರು ಹರಿದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಳ್ಳ ಕೊಳ್ಳ ನದಿ ಸಮುದ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ತದ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಕಿರಣಗಳು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಗುಲಿದಾಗ ಆ ನೀರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಆಕಾಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಮೋಡಗಳ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್ತದ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಳೆ ಆಗ್ತದ. ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ವಾಟರ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ children, I hope you all have understood poem number 4. Thank you children. Have a nice day.